Hi, this is Mary Grace and Kelly. We are going to create a video for you that shows you how to log on to NWEA and create your test sessions for our upcoming testing window, which starts in October. So right here in your class link, this is the URL that you will access to go to the site. Once you have logged in, your login is your email and a password that you created. If you forgot your password, simply click Forgot Password, and they will email you to reset it. Once you are on this window, we're going to head over here to Manage Test Sessions. Right here, we are creating it before we have students in front of us. So we are not going to click Test My Class. We're going to here to Find Students to Test. When this happens, you're going to see your school site defaulted right here. You'll have access to the grades that you teach and your name in a drop-down menu. So we're going to pick our teacher and then specify which grade level. This is for middle school. And then we're going to go down here and we're going to pull up our classes that we teach. As you can see here, there are only 4 periods where most of us teach 5 or 6. If you have the same course name for more than one period, you will need to do the steps that we are taking in this video. We're going to click Language Arts 6. So now we need to find students that are on our roster. From here, we're going to press the search. And as you can see, all of the students in that course are here. For this teacher, it is both periods 1 and 2. So we're just going to add all the students at once. And then when I scroll down here, I can see all of the kids. And there's way too many here. So what we're going to do is we are going to click on the kids we want to remove. So I'm going to start with my first period roster. So I'm going to click on any student that is part of the second period class. So we're going to go through and we're going to click each one. And once we finish that, we're going to press Remove Students from List. As you can see, I went through and I clicked off any student that is not in my first period class. So I'm going to simply go up here to remove students from list. I'm going to click OK. Don't worry, anything you do can be undone. And now I have my first period class. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to select all of our students and we are going to assign a test. Since this is a 6th grade teacher, we are going to do Reading 6+. That is one of the 4 assessments that middle school students need to take. I'm going to press Assign, and as you can see on the right-hand side, every test populated for my entire class. Once that step is done, I need to refer to my students with IEPs. Your RSP teacher will give you a list of their accommodations that we need to add now that we have a test. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to click some of my students who are RSP. Okay, so I've selected those students. I'm going to come up here to Assign Accommodations. There are a lot of accommodations that are provided similar to CASP. What we want to do is make sure that we click them according to their IEP. This top one is designated features for some students. That is not for your students who are receiving services. We're going to keep scrolling down to where it says Accommodations for students with documented needs. And I know that my 4 students all need text-to-speech, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click these right here. And then I'm going to press Assign. I know there are other ones that we do. As long as the RS teacher has told you the accommodation, you may put it in the system. So now over here on the right-hand side, we can see, yes, these students have accommodations. Now that I am done setting up my first period, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and I'm going to press Save Session. Now this is the important part. No teacher can have the same test session name. So we are creating test sessions by putting in your initials and then the test that you selected and then the period that you're testing. So there is my created test session. I'm going to go here to save and exit. If I want to make sure it's still there or it's test day, I'm going to head over here to saved test sessions and right here I can see that test session that I just created. The beautiful part is, let's say in 2 weeks, a kid left or another student received accommodations, you can always go in to edit the session And you can add more students if you need, you can remove students, or you can assign accommodations to another student if they had an IEP since you created your test session. I'm just going to go down here to save session again, and we're going to keep the same name. And then that's where it'll be stored until we are ready to test. Let's say a couple weeks has passed and we're ready to test, but you have a new student that was added to your roster. So we're going to head over here to Save Test Sessions. We're going to go to Edit Session. And from this drop-down menu, I can actually search students by their last name. So I'm going to input a student's last name, and I'm going to press Search. Right here, I see the student that I would like to add. So we're going to add that student to my list. But I want you to look here. That student does not have a test assigned yet. So I need to click on that one student, and I'm going to go to Assign Test, and I'm going to give them the same test that everybody else in the class has. I'm going to assign it. If this is a student who has an IEP at this point, I would assign accommodations if needed. Once that student is added, we simply go down to the bottom. We press Save Session. We're going to keep the same session name, and we're going to save and exit.